to look at RP3 again, but instead of just looking at the basics of percents, we're actually going to dive into a little bit deeper and find out how to take word problems and solve those percents out of word problems. So before we get started, I do want to talk about a little bit of English, which is not really something I do much in math class, but I do want to explain that the word is in math means equals. So we're going to put an equal sign above that. Of in language is a prepositional phrase. It is starting a preposition. So with this, in a minute, you'll see when we can kind of take it out a little bit, and you'll be able to see a little bit better how this works. So right here it says what. We don't know what this is, so we could put a variable here if we wanted to. What equals 20% of 30? So this is going to be our total. The of 30 is our total. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our X, and we're going to put it where our part is, and then it says 20%. So anytime I see the 20%, I know we're going to do 20 over 100, and then we have up here the X is going to go on top because it's the X is equal to 20, 20 is equal to X, so we kind of see that that's the same thing. Then we have of 30, which is our total, so we're going to put 30 on the bottom. Now what we can do is crisscross multiply. If you see that there's an easier way to do this one where we can divide by 2 or divide by 10 or however you want to do that, that's completely fine. In this problem, it would probably be easier for us to crisscross multiply. So we're going to say 100 times X and get 100X. And then 30 times 20, and we're going to get 600. Now we're going to isolate that X, isolate the variable by doing inverse operations. Isolate, get a loan, inverse, do it backwards. So if that says 100 times X, we're going to divide both sides by 100 because what you do to one side, you must do to the other. So then we got 100 divided by 100, which is 1. So that gives us X, and then 600 divided by 100 gives us 6. So 6 is 20% of 30. So that's the same thing we have there. I don't know, my pen's messing up, but there we go. 6 is 20% of 30. Now make sure it makes logical sense. All right, this one, what percent? Now in this problem, we do not know the percent. So we have an X percent of 50. Now remember we talked about a while ago that preposition of 50. I'm going to show y'all that in just a second. But we got is 20. So let's take a second and take out this of 50. So what we have is percent, X percent equals 20. So we're going to come over here and we're going to put X over 100 because anytime we see that percent sign, we automatically put that over 100. Even if we don't know the percent, it's still going to go over 100. Then we have X percent is 20. So the percent equals 20. So 20 is going to go on top. Then we got the of 50. That is our total. So that goes on bottom. So now we're going to crisscross multiply just like normal. However, on this one, if you notice, it's very, very easy to do it a different way. So 100 divided by 2 gives us 50. So then we could say, if we're dividing by 2 to go right, we can multiply by 2 to go left. So 20 times 2, X is going to equal 40. Okay, so we can do it that way. If you like crisscross multiplying every time, that is fine too. You're still going to get the exact same answer. This one was just a little bit easier since we were going from 100 to 50. I know that one fairly quick. All right, so then we have another one. We have 10%. So again, automatically, I see 10%. Automatically, I know it's going to be over 100. So we're going to put 10 over 100. And then it says 10% is 30. And then it says of what? Now on this part, I don't know what the what is. So that's our total. Our total is I don't know part. So 10% is 30. So 10 equals 30. So your part goes on top, and we don't know the total, so we put the X on bottom. Now, you could crisscross multiply here, but I see something that's a lot easier in this one. I see 10 times 3 is 30. So I could say 100 times 3. So X would equal 300. Now again, if you want to crisscross multiply in each one of these, completely fine. But sometimes you might see one that can have a little shortcut instead of crisscross multiplying every single time.